Good morning, and welcome to the Universalist Church, in which love is the Spirit. We're glad you're here, whether you're here in the sanctuary today or anywhere in the world on our live stream. I'm Joe Wilson, one of your members on our Board of Trustees here at Fern Street. If you're a visitor, we hope you'll sign one of our guest books at either entrance to the sanctuary or visit our webpage, westhartforduu.org, to learn more. There you can use the contact page to get onto our electronic mailing list, which is our best way for us to stay connected. We look forward to helping you become part of the Universalist Church. We'll have fellowship today through Zoom and also fellowship in Fisk Hall after worship. If you need help finding your way to Fisk Hall, just follow anyone with one of these Universalist Church name tags, or just follow the crowd in the aroma of coffee. We all love coffee. You can find the link for Zoom fellowship in your weekly news or on our Breeze calendar. If you aren't getting the weekly news, please do sign up for it on our website. And now, I invite you to take a moment to make your mobile phone silent, turn off your email, put away those keyboards, and settle in for worship.
Life's a happy song when there's someone by my side to sing along. When you're alone, life can be a little tough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot tall. When it's just you, well, times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch your fall. Everything is grand, I've got the whole wide world in the palm of my hand. Everything is perfect, it's fallen into place. I can't seem to wipe this smile off my face. Life seems like a rose, with someone to paint and someone to pose. Life's a piece of cake, with someone to pedal and someone to break. Life is full of glee, with someone to saw and someone to see. Life is a happy song when there's someone to laugh and to sing along. Yep. I've got everything that I need right in front of me. Nothing stopping me, nothing that I can't see with you right here next to me. Life's a piece of cake, with someone to give and someone to take. Life's a piece of pie, with someone to wash and someone to dry. Life's an easy road, with someone beside it to share the load. Life is full of highs, with someone to stir and someone to fry. Life's a leg of lamb, with someone there to lend a hand. Life's a bunch of flowers, with someone to while away the hours. Life's a fillet of fish, yes it is. Life's a happy song when there's someone by your side to sing along. I've got everything that I need right in front of me. Nothing's stopping me, nothing that I can't be with you right here next to me. You've got everything that you need right in front front of you. Nothing's stopping you, nothing that you can't do that the world can throw at you. Life's a happy song when there's someone by your side to sing. Life's a happy song when there's someone by your side to sing. Life's a happy song when there's someone by your side to sing along.
I'd like to ask Farren to come up to light our chalice this morning. So there you go. There you go. As we come together to light our chalice here in the sanctuary and with you in your homes, may we be reminded that as a gathered community, we hold one another as sacred. It's wonderful to have someone by our side to sing along. That our lives touch one another's, and that this living, breathing community gives us life. As we bring with our very beings our weaknesses and our strengths, our loves and our losses, our certainties and our doubts, and enter into worship together, may we feel our core values reflected in this lighted chalice. May our time together this day offer us solace and honor all we can be for and with one another. On this day, and in all the days ahead. Please join me now, if you are willing and able. Hymn number 318 in the gray hymnal. Please rise in body or in spirit, in the sanctuary or wherever you may be. Hymn number 318, We Would Be One. Please join now in saying our words of affirmation, our covenant, as printed in the order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please be seated.
Hopefully everyone did better with the time change than I did this morning. I got out of bed about 15 minutes before we had to leave the house, so apologies if I'm a little frazzled. But I'm going to share a story with you today, and I'm going to share it with everybody. And this is an adaptation of a story called Mina the Mighty by Nadine Holland. At the top of a hill, in a valley of gold, surrounded by trees that are centuries old, there stood 20 heroes in one great arena. The biggest of all was a giant named Mina. Mina was mighty. She won every trial. She would run 50 miles a day, and she did all of her running with a smile. Her muscles were firm and stood out. Her strength was beyond measure. She could juggle 10 rocks at a time and enjoyed doing that just for pleasure. However, deep down inside, Mina had lots of worries, and she couldn't stop them from flooding her mind no matter what she tried. She worried that some days her muscles looked smaller than they did the day before. So she'd punt a troll off the mountainside to prove she still had the kind of muscle strength she wanted. She worried about her speed in handling herself. So to prove she still had the speed she needed, she wrestled a yeti in the snow. One morning, Mina found herself wailing that perhaps she wasn't good enough. And to prove that to herself, she swung a giant serpent around in the air by its tail. Mina wanted all of these worries to disappear. As a result, she tried several ways to make that happen. She tried yoga and breathing in deep. She tried meditation and getting more sleep. And though these all helped, the worries still stayed. Mina sighed and noted, "Nothing is really working." Each of Mina's foes could sense her dismay, and as a result, they did not flee when Mina approached. She started coming in last, trial after trial, and lost her position in encounter after encounter until someone asked, "Mina, are you all right?" Mina let them know that she worried day and night and she wasn't sleeping. She also wondered if she could be good for anyone if she couldn't really help anyone anymore. She thought she was now a big failure rather than a hero. Then the other heroes gathered around and shared some of their thoughts and doubts. The large, beautiful winged hero said, "I'm scared I'll fall from the sky in flight." One of the muscular trolls noted, "Sometimes I just want to hide." And then the words just tumbled out into the air. "Oh, my bum's too big. Oh, my abs aren't rippled anymore. Oh, I think I've gotten too tall." Mina's eyes got wide, and she exclaimed, "You've got worries too?" Mina figured out what she needed to do. And from that day forward, whenever these worries clouded her mind, she'd stop and share with her friends. They listened and shared together. Mina would then feel lighter. Mina went from being a fretter back to knowing she had weaknesses, but so did everyone who helped her when she felt overwhelmed. Please join me in singing our children out to their classes. "We Will Keep a Place for You."
The voluntary offering, the sharing of our resources for our shared work as a religious community, is a spiritual practice for us. It reminds us first that we alone are responsible for the strength and effectiveness of our faith, for our own sake and for the sake of others who need what we can offer. And it also reminds us that we have chosen freely and gladly to come together here this day and every day we grace this building. This month we share our offering with Equality Connecticut. Equality Connecticut aspires to advance the rights, health, history, and culture of the LGBTQIA+ community. Equality Connecticut comes to this work as an unapologetically queer grassroots organization rooted in social justice values. They carry out their work by advocating for progressive change, celebrating the LGBTQIA+ community in the state, and supporting the state's LGBTQIA+ organizational community. To give electronically, please use the QR codes on your order of worship, the links in the description, or those on our website to make your donation to our offering. Here in the sanctuary, our offering will now be gratefully received. I accept these gifts that you have so generously given for our work here and the work in our greater community. Thank you so much for your generosity. Stay seated, but please join me in our responsive reading, number 445, The Womb of Stars. I ask that you read the italics, and I will read the Roman type.
What's the number?
445. Sorry. Oh, really? Okay, I'm sorry. We didn't catch that one. Yes. That or I made a mistake, which is also very highly probable. Pardon?
598 is the one that's without hate. Is that the one you wanted to read?
We're going to read 445.
Room of Stars?
Yes. Okay, we all together? Looking at the stars, here we go. The womb of stars embraces us. Remnants of their fiery furnaces pulse through our veins.
We are the stars, the dust of the explosions cast across space.
We are of the earth. We breathe and live in the breath of ancient plants and beasts.
Their cells nourish the soil. We build our communities on the markers of space.
Our fingers trace the curves carved in clay and stone by forebearers unknown to us.
We are part of the great circle of humanity, gathered around the fire, the hearth, the altar.
We gather anew this day to celebrate our common heritage.
May we recall in gratitude all that has given us birth.
Let us join now in singing our doxology. You can rise if you wish. Praise God for love we always share. Praise God for beauty everywhere. Praise God for hope of good to be. Praise God for truth that makes us free. Please be seated. Within our congregation, we have several pieces of news. Julio M. wanted everyone to know that his grandson has been on a new regimen of drugs, and his cancer seems to be responding. Julio wanted me to especially thank every one of you for your prayers and noted, keep them coming. Cheryl L. will be having surgery later this month and would appreciate all of us keeping her held in our Love is the Spirit circles. You will be kept updated as things unfold for her. Jennifer M. wanted to express a huge thank you to all the people who supported her in her Hollandaise performances in February. She was overwhelmed by how many folks from our congregation made the trek to Suffield to support her. In Jennifer's words, thank you, thank you, thank you for making me feel so supported and loved. In our wider community, today is International Women's Day. This year marks the 115th anniversary of this celebration that happens throughout the globe. The first country to celebrate International Women's Day, by the way, was Prussia, just for your information. The theme for this year is Give to Gain. I recommend you check out the multiple celebrations that are happening statewide, countrywide, and on the international scene. Go to #IWD 2026 or Google International Women's Day 2026. Finally, may we hold in our hearts and prayers the people of the nation of Iran, Ukraine, Russia, Nigeria, Syria, and Sudan, all the families and people that have been affected by detentions and deportations, as well as all those in the Middle East that will and have already been harmed, especially calling to mind our own service members who have lost their lives. May our prayers for peace cause leaders to change course. Please join me now as we hold all our spoken prayers as well as those unspoken in our shared moments of silence. In our week ahead, may we recognize that sharing community with those around us calls us to be vulnerable and reach out in humility and trust. May we act on that call in all our interactions in order to continue to share more deeply and willingly. Amen, and blessed be. Please join me now in singing Spirit of Life.
Our first reading is the poem Contact by Gordon McKeeman. I stretch forth my hand, knowing not what I shall touch. A tender spot, an open wound, warmth, pulsing life, fragile blossoms, a rock, ice. I am tentative, trembling, wishing to avoid hurt, wanting to link my life with life. Lonely, I desire companions. Naked, I long for defenders. Lost, I want to find, to be found. Will I touch strangers or enemies or nothing? My hand is withdrawn, but still it touches my vulnerable skin, my furrowed brow, my empty pocket, my full heart. Do others reach, tremble, withdraw? Do they desire, long, seek? Are they lonely, fearful, lost? Will they grasp a tentative, trembling hand? I stretch forth my hand, knowing not what I shall touch, but hoping. Our second reading is from Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. Vulnerability is not knowing victory or defeat. It's understanding the necessity of both. It's engaging. It's being all in. Vulnerability is not weakness, and the uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure we face every day are not optional. Our only choice is a question of engagement. Our willingness to own and engage with our vulnerability determines the depth of our courage and the clarity of our purpose. The level to which we protect ourselves from being vulnerable is a measure of our fear and disconnection. When we spend our lives waiting until we're perfect or bulletproof before we walk into the arena, we ultimately sacrifice relationships and opportunities that may not be recoverable. We squander our precious time. And we turn our backs on our gifts, those unique contributions that only we can make. Perfect and bulletproof are seductive, but they don't exist in the human experience. We must walk into the arena, whatever that may be, a new relationship, an important meeting, our creative process, a difficult encounter, or an unexpected family conversation. With courage and the willingness to engage, rather than sitting on the sidelines and hurling judgment and advice, we must dare to show up and let ourselves be seen. This is vulnerability. This is daring greatly.
Imagine me in my little Fit, that blue shiny little car that sits out there sometimes along the side of the building, driving along, singing, "Life's a happy song," when there's someone in your life to sing along. I've got everything that I need right in front of me. Nothing's stopping me. Nothing that I can't be with you right here next to me. I wanted today's music to begin with a happy pace and a reminder that we have one another. The piece you just heard from our choir also holds that promise of there being a time for every single thing. I wanted to begin there because I, like some of you, I'm sure, am feeling really exhausted by the constant barrage of negativity, as well as just plain scared about waking up one morning to hear about an airstrike somewhere in this country. I wanted to emphasize this day, day number 8 of a war of choice, that all that surrounds us can be seen through a different lens, rather than the lens of conflict. I wanted us today to understand that, like Mina in our Time for All Ages, sharing our doubts and our fears with one another is a powerful way to connect, to be present. That leaning in and depending on each other is one of the most powerful gifts that we can share with ourselves, with our families, with our neighbors, with all of those we touch on a day-to-day basis. That touching, as our poem reminded us, in a critical time of uncertainty, that reaching out, that voicing and sharing, expressing your own vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather a powerful tool that can unify and collectively allow us to breathe deeper and freer. This past Friday morning, the Reverend Jesse Jackson was honored in a church I am very familiar with on the south side of Chicago. I served as a high school instructor located exactly 5.2 miles from the House of Hope. And Jesse came to speak at that high school where I taught, as did several other civil rights speakers. One of the marvelous things about the leadership from the civil rights era and their ancestors has been their willingness to tell us about their day-to-day struggles with staying in the struggle, knowing that they had doubts and they had misgivings and they weren't sure what happens tomorrow. That living with them was an important factor in their continuing efforts. Ironically, former President Obama began his eulogy at Reverend Jackson's memorial with the call to Isaiah from the Lord. The question about, who shall I send? And Isaiah's reply of, here, I am here, Lord. Send me. One of my all-time favorite hymns is about answering our inner call, because each one of us has one, whether we choose to answer it or not. But that's another entire sermon for later. The hymn's title that I'm referring to is Here I Am, Lord. And its chorus goes like this. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. The song speaks to being vulnerable, being willing to open one's heart. The fourth verse of this song goes, I will break their hearts of stone, give them hearts for love alone. I will speak my words to them. Whom shall I send? President Obama said this on Friday. We are living in a time when it can be hard to hope. Each day we wake up to some new assault on our democratic institutions, another setback to the idea of the rule of law, an offense to common decency. Every day you wake up to it, to things you just didn't think were possible. Each day we're told by those in high office to fear one another and to turn on one another, and that some Americans count more than others, and that some don't even count at all. Everywhere we see greed and bigotry being celebrated and bullying and mockery masquerading as strength. We see science and expertise denigrated, while ignorance and dishonesty and cruelty and corruption are reaping untold rewards. Every single day we see that. And it's hard to hope in those moments. So it may be tempting to get discouraged, to give in to cynicism. It may be tempting for some to compromise with power and grab what you can, or even for good people to maybe just put your head down and hope the storm will pass. But this man, the Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson, inspires us to take the harder path. His voice calls on each of us to be heralds of change, to be messengers of hope, to step forward and say, send me wherever we have a chance to make an impact. Whether it's in our schools, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, or our cities or towns. Not for fame, not for glory, or because success is guaranteed, but because it gives our life purpose. Because it aligns with what our faith tells us God, the higher power, demands. And because if we don't step up, no one else will. End of his quote. If you are feeling overwhelmed these days, I strongly recommend you take the time to listen to the speeches given at that memorial service. You will hear from former Presidents Obama, Clinton, Biden, former Vice President Kamala Harris, Governor Pritzker, Mayor Brandon Johnson, NBA Hall of Fame Isaiah Thomas, and many, many more our country leaders and international faith leaders and international community leaders. Hopefully, you will be energized as I was. I needed a kick in the butt. And more importantly, you will see how being vulnerable is a magnificent gift of strength in these times. In our reading today, Brené Brown noted, vulnerability is not knowing victory or defeat. It's understanding the necessity of both. It's engaging. It's being all in. Vulnerability is not weakness, and the uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure we face every single day is not optional. Our only choice is a question of engagement. Who will I send? Send me, Lord. In our day-to-day lives, we often forget that we are truly here with and for one another. We might even believe that expressing our doubts, our worries, our fears isn't of any value at all. Matter of fact, one of the thoughts that usually goes through my mind anyway is, that's a waste of my time to share those things. It'll bring the congregants down. Well, I can stand before you this day, or actually any day, and say with full integrity and candor, sorry, I'm wrong about that, and so are your thoughts. The more you reach out, the more you are vulnerable with me or with others, prompts me and anyone else to reach back. The more it calls us to interconnect, the more it calls us to see one another, the more we can recognize the strength we have together, as well as individually. So my wish for you this day is that you have the courage as well as the willingness to reach out, to connect with all those in your life with an open heart, opening your vulnerable self so that you will allow yourself to sing a happy song, because you know that you always have a partner to sing along. Blessed be, and amen. Our closing hymn is hymn 1052, The Oneness of Everything. It's in the turquoise hymnal.
To
Let us speak our unison benediction together. Engage with the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. And honor all beings. Please be seated and remain for our postlude.